I'm going to start out by asking a question, and again, I talked to most of you when you came in, so I probably already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And here's the deal. When I ask this question, if you want to answer it positive, if you want to answer yes, don't just sit there with your hand up in the air like that. That's boring, okay? I want you to answer by a round of applause. It's because I like the way it sounds when I'm standing up here. Okay. So I want to know by a round of applause, how many of you are Beatles fans? Now I'm going to ask another question. I do this program a lot for schools, and they can't always answer this question. But I kind of look around the room, and I think you can answer this one, and I'm going to ask it anyway. I want to know by a round of applause how many of you remember the 1960s and the Beatles. Come on. Yeah. You know what they say, if you remember the 1960s, you really weren't part of it. I don't agree with that statement. I remember the 1960s quite well. 1970s are a bit of a blur. But that's going to be another book. Well, like I said, we're going to go back in time. I'm going to talk to you about how the Beatles actually came to America, how this all started. And it started, like I said, a long time before the Ed Sullivan Show. We're going to go back to late summer, early fall, 1962. That's when the seeds were planted to bring the Beatles to America. They were going to appear on a Sunday night, February 9th, 1964. How many of you were watching? Yeah, I got news for you. We always watched, didn't we? Yeah. We only had 3 channels. We always watched the Ed Sullivan Show every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. But this was a big deal. This one had a lot of hype. So it wasn't just the preteens, teenagers, baby boomers watching this. Mommy and Daddy watched. Aunts and uncles, older brothers and sisters, Grandma and Grandpa. They all, 74 million people tuned in to watch that Ed Sullivan Show. That was a record at the time for most viewers to watch this Ed Sullivan Show. And really, I look back at the 1960s. That was D-Day. That's really when it started. Okay? Think about how fast everything changed. You know, I'm going to talk about the generation gap and things going on, but I'll give you an idea how fast things changed. 1964, we were known as the baby boomers. 1967, we were the love generation. By 1969, we were the Woodstock generation. That was all within 6 years. And as you watch this, you know, Beatlemania taking over, and I've got news for you. Of course it was the girls. I always talk about the girls. Oh, the girls always wanted to marry a Beatle. They wanted to go out with a Beatle. It was the guys also. Because they were watching these girls chasing these 4 guys. They wanted the girls chasing them too. So the day after the Ed Sullivan Show, guitars sold out in all the music stores around the country. As the decade went on, the girls' skirts all got shorter, right? Boys' hair all got longer. Things were changing at that moment. Now, I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to show you a clip of the first time we saw the Beatles. Now, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look back. But I did say I would leave some time at the end for anyone. If you might have any questions, or you have memories you want to share about the Beatles, or just the 1960s, anything like that. Anything you want to, yes?